know, Mr. Arlo, I'm not used to being in this position. Being needy.
Ryan O'Neal is a businessman who asked Ben Stiller to help him fight blackmail in Zero Effect. One of 5 new movies we'll be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert. I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune.
And I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. As Zero Effect opens, we learn that the Ben Stiller character works for the mysterious Daryl Zero, considered to be the world's greatest private detective. They take the Ryan O'Neal blackmail case and fly to Portland, where Zero, played by Bill Pullman, behaves like the paranoid, antisocial genius that he is.
I need you to go back to L.A. and get in the computer and get some things.
And while you're there, I need you to break into Clearberg's computer and pull anything pertinent. I've written out elaborate directions. They're in an envelope in the phone book. In front of you. Turn to rentals, and I'll meet you at the motel tonight when you get back.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that instead of calling me, you had me fly up here so you could tell me to go straight back to the computer and then fly back again tonight?
Yeah, well, it wasn't an emergency. There was no reason to risk the long-distance lines. They'd listen, you know.
Following leads, Daryl Zero meets a paramedic played by Kim Dickens. She likes him, but is suspicious of his cover story that he's an accountant. So she calls his bluff by asking him to do her income tax.
That, in fact, is probably the most widely misunderstood deduction in the book.
Really?
Indeed. The Corrodium-3 deduction is an incentive used by large manufacturers who are able to moderate their use of Class 3 decay toxins such as corrodium and malgorium.
The Ryan O'Neal character is deeply mired in a series of events that go back far into the past, and in desperation, he tries to pay Stiller to solve his problems for him.
$5 million. So you can kill someone right away instead of a day later.
No. For $5 million, you do it.
Meanwhile, a curious thing is happening to Daryl Zero. Although he's a complete misfit, he's falling in love with a young woman who may hold a clue to the mystery.
I'm stuck on what it is that makes you do very dangerous things.
Even dangerous things can be safe as long as you're careful.
The inspiration for Zero Effect is probably Sherlock Holmes, and especially his relationship with Dr. Watson and with Irene Adler, the woman he admitted was almost his equal. But this isn't just a Holmes retread. Moving on from that point, the movie does an interesting thing. It develops an intriguing crime puzzle and a touching relationship. It begins as a kind of comedy and ends as a subtle and perceptive romance. This one started out so-so, and then it got better and better, and I was surprised by how much I ended up caring about these characters.
I only differ with you on one point. I thought it started out great and got better and better and better. I was with this picture all the way. It's a wonderful character. You know, this character, Kaiser Sose, which was, well, this Daryl Zero is that interesting guy. And he's realized, and he's the story of this picture. And Bill Pullman, he was such a wuss as President of the United States when he should have been stronger and independent. This is the character he should have been in that movie. I mean, this is a strong, wonderful performance by Pullman, and it's written so well, and written smart. And, I mean, you want this guy to exist. You want to hire him. You want to know his brain. And the two of them together, Kim Dickens.
The movie does a real good job, too, of developing this story. It's like an old Ross MacDonald novel.
Wonderful.
It involves parenthood and betrayed children and all kinds of the secrets of the past being visited on the people in the present. And by the end, instead of just thinking it's a gimmick, the explanation made sense and interested me.
Yeah, and the explanation is the least interesting part because the characters are so good.
You got it.
That this is really this is a discovery. I was completely caught by surprise, and I recommend this film highly as we kick off the new year. Okay, next.